Cool. Right on. So, welcome, Nicholas. How are you doing today, buddy?
Great yourself.
I'm doing great, man. So, this is brand new IFBB Pro, um, Nicholas, and we met each other at the Vancouver Pro Am, and Nicholas, how do you did I pronounce your because I'm a name pronouncer and I pronounce your last name correctly, Nicholas Filiatro.
Yep, that's perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah,
So yeah, Nicholas is a brand new IFBB Pro winner. Won his Pro Card at the Vancouver Pro Am recently. It was just over 2 weeks ago now, right?
yeah, it's over three. It's
Over three weeks.
yeah,
Yeah, holy,
yeah,
time just flies right by.
yeah, really.
And thank you so much. This is episode one of Deep Dive from the pool side. A little something I like to do for the athletes and just kind of spotlight them. You know, everyone gets to see you up on stage. Everyone gets to see your Instagram, but they don't really get the heartfelt, one-on-one here or whatever. So this is kind of what kind of platform I want to create for athletes. So thank you for being my very first guest on Deep Dive, buddy.
Yeah, well, it's cool. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, no problem, buddy. So post competition now, how you feeling?
Doing good, doing good. My reverse is going very well. Taking it easy, enjoying life a bit, spending some time with family and friends, and just training and having fun.
Right. And so what is your reverse? So when you say reverse, for people that don't know, I mean, a lot of people that are going to be watching this know what reverse dieting is, but kind of give them a little bit of an insight about that. What does it look like for you?
Yeah, so when I reverse, I bring like we cut towards like a show, so then we do like the opposite. So we just ramp back up the calories slowly. So I just try to gain like a few pounds a week. So I'm only right now like 6 pounds over my stage weight. So I'm just trying to go increase slowly to have good performance in the gym and just gain some weight, but not too quickly to not get fat and have
Mhm.
to recut for in some time. So I just do the reverse and then I'll do this for the next couple of weeks, just gradually, and then set myself off for a good off season. So I give myself like one cheat per week, a bit more like to enjoy with family and stuff. But like
Yeah.
my diet's like just gradually going up. So I'm only eating like 2,800 calories, and I'm like slowly tapering down the cardio and everything, and just gradually ramping the food up.
Sweet. So like 4 weeks out, say you would start cutting down, depleting the carbs in your diet, and start pulling off the weight, the extra fat, and then so you introduce the carbs the same as you would take them off,
Yeah,
uh,
pretty much.
coming down. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
just gradually and go with my look and my weight. So just it scales up a bit. So it's going up slowly. So then my next week I'm probably gonna add a bit more food and just go like that.
And have you not reverse dieted before? And what was the results for that?
I've been in the past, yeah, and like a 30 pound gain in like 3 4 days, and then at first you're like feeling full and good, but like after just a couple of weeks, you get just turns fat like that, and then it's like you're just out of shape and you have to like your off season is just down the shutter and you have to like reset everything. So the reverse ironing for me and all of my athletes, I think is really the best option.
Okay, cool. And so you're a coach as well. You have Nick Phil Coaching, which is another Instagram page that you have.
Yeah,
Um, and how many clients do you have?
I have nearly 50 right now.
50 clients. Wow.
Yeah, near 50.
And when did you start your bodybuilding journey? Back in what, around 2017, was it?
2019 was my first show.
First show. Okay. So
So
but
yeah,
yeah, and you've been lifting since and how old are you now?
I'm 30 right now. I've been lifting since I was like 17, so I've been lifting for quite some time. I did my first show at 24 years old, and I just decided to cut for fun for that summer just to look good. Then I was talking to a coach at the gym, and he was like, "Hey, you could do a show like this weekend because I like the like stage condition." And I was like, "Oh yeah." So we looked for the nearest show, and he kind of like helped me guide me through that first show, even though like I was already lean. So it's
Yep.
just like it was a couple of weeks after, so he just kind of helped me sail through that.
Right.
And then so like I kind of like coached myself for that first one because I was just reading on the internet how to do it and just got
Yeah.
lean. Of
Yeah.
course, I didn't know anything really about bodybuilding, over
Yeah.
dieted and everything. But it was the first experience, and then after that, I just got hooked.
Okay, cool.
And
And did you fall in love with it after that? Was that like
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
That
what
was
division did you compete in?
classic.
In classic. So, what year did classic come out? Classic come out in 2018, right? Was that?
Yeah, it was like brand new, pretty much.
Yeah, it was so it was the second year classic was out and you decided to fucking just throw it at it.
Yep, just hop in. Yeah,
Nice. Cool. And where do you live?
I live in Montreal, Quebec,
In
Canada.
Montreal, in the big city? Like do you live in a suburban area or do you live
Yeah, a bit north from Montreal. Yeah, not
how,
in
what's the
him, but
populate
nearby.
what's the population of Montreal?
That's a good question. Really, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I
Cool.
can tell.
All right. Um so you competed at Toronto Pro in what was it, 2023, was it?
I
Or
competed in
sorry,
Toronto.
the Pro qualifier in Toronto.
I competed there a couple of times. Like I did 11 shows. Like this was my 11th show. So I did Toronto in 2021, and then I did it in 2023. I did it in 2024. So
Wow. And you've
like
been gun
quite a few
and
times.
you've been gunning for your pro card. Like that was like when did you decide that you wanted to turn pro?
Honestly, pretty much after my first show, I just wanted to keep on competing, and I guess that's pretty much everyone's like goal. Well, first goal to turn
Right.
pro. Like for me, that's like only like an entry level, but like I finally kind of got that first step. Now
Yeah.
I'm for the next one, a bigger gap to win a pro show. But at least I kind of like got the first check mark done.
Right.
But ever since my first show, that was pretty much like I'd like to turn pro to be able to compete with the pros.
Yeah, and I think that getting into bodybuilding, I competed in my first show back in 2013. I did men's physique.
Okay.
Yeah, so about 12 years ago, and I competed for a couple years there, and then what I really fell in love with was the volunteer side of it. So
Yeah.
I was out living in Edmonton, and I remember I was sitting in the very first show that I ever watched. I've never seen a bodybuilding show before. Like I've heard of Arnold Schwarzenegger and whatnot or whatever, right? And but I've never watched a bodybuilding show because it's not like really mainstream, right? So it's like
Yeah, no.
you have to have friends in the game to like like kind of like, hey, what's going on with you? Why do you look so good these days?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
And so but I remember I was sitting in the stage, sitting while watching the stage, and the MC was very fluent. He was very good, and he was just like, knew what to say, and he was, had a little ad lib, funny and stuff like that. And like one of my good friends, she walked out, and she actually won overall bikini in it or whatever, right? But when she walked out, I said to her boyfriend, I was like, holy shit. I'm like, why is she so brown and why can I see all her abs? This is crazy, man. And so it was a very first unique experience for me, but I was always like looking at the MC. And so I said to the MC at the end of the show, I was like, hey, man, how did you get up here and do that? Like, like, are you like a normal MC? He goes, no, I'm just good at talking. And they just wanted me to come out here and do it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like, well, how would I get to do something like that? Just kind of like nudge, nudge. And
Yeah.
he's like, start volunteering. And so that's when I started volunteering. So I started volunteering back in 2014, and I ended up like, after a couple years, I ended up running the backstages of these shows in Edmonton. And back then, back in like 2013, 14, 15, 16, we were having like sometimes 300 competitors. So we were
Okay.
there from 6 in the morning till like midnight sometimes.
Yeah, those are long days for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy. And so what I did was I set up my backstage. I set up I had DJ equipment. So I set up speakers and I had my microphone and so like when it came to calling out athletes, it was like nice and calm because I would play music in between, right? And
Yeah.
then I'd be like, okay, so next up we have blah 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 blah, and then it was just really calm. Everyone's like, this is such a good atmosphere. And then in 2019, I got my first chance to go same year that you started. I got my first chance to do the TNT Muscle Showdown in Edmonton, and the girl that was the president of the ABBA at that time, she actually cut my teeth on doing my first MC show. So that's when I started doing it. So my point is coming back to bodybuilding. It kind of like is getting into a relationship with, a girl that just came out of nowhere, and you just met her, and then all of a sudden you just like fall in love, hey? Like bodybuilding is something that you just whatever aspect you take from it, whether you're a coach, whether you're competing, whether everything, just the community around it. Do you agree?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, yeah. It's a big engagement, big involvement, and it's like this. I don't know many people who do a first show and say like, "Oh, I don't enjoy this or like this," or like fall in love with the sport.
Right. Yeah. And so like tell me about that. Like when you first did your first show, what kept you going afterwards? Because there's always that gestation period afterwards where you kind of like you're super excited, and then like life comes at you again, and you kind of just like you start, missing this, missing that, and you're like, oh, I'll compete the next time. And like how did you get through that? What kept you motivated?
Just love training and honestly love dieting. Just the whole aspect of bodybuilding, especially like the learning part. I just like the. I'm always like reading, watching podcasts, and for my coaching for myself, and just I just love literally everything about the sport, honestly. So I'm very obsessed, very involved in just the whole process of doing competitions. That's why I did like 11 shows in the last couple of years, 5, 6 years I've been competing. So even people say like, "Oh, you compete too much. You should take more time off to be able to get your card." So when I won my pro card this time, a
Yeah.
couple of guys that were saying that, "Are you competing too often?" I told them, "Oh yeah, good thing I didn't compete too much," and just as a joke. But like,
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you progress from show to show, I mean, I think and do it because you love it. Like, I don't think you can compete too much.
Yeah. Well, no, because like I call that the Ashley Kaltwasser theory, right? I mean, she's got 53 pro wins now under her belt, and she does 3 to 4, 5 even sometimes shows a year.
Yeah,
So she has this pattern of being able to stay in that shape, like where she's like literally 6 pounds from
pretty
like
much. Yeah,
at
stage
competing.
weight. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you know what I mean, at all times. So do you feel like competing lots, like not doing like putting on size and doing one national a year, do you think that that kind of like was an advantage for you?
I think so, yes, because I think to compete like at least once a year for anyone to be able to get a good like somewhat of an off season, then a good reverse, then a rebound after the show, like cut and see the progress year by year, and like stage experience, you can't buy it. Like you could wait 3 years and hop on stage and like not be able to show your best because you're just like too stressed or whatever. So at least by competing, you gain experience, you gain like you learn throughout, and then you get to like enjoy also. I mean, I
Yeah.
love competing, so I wouldn't see myself like taking 3 years off. Like of course, if I had to go bodybuilding, it's probably different. Like
Yeah.
the amount of size, but I mean, for classic, it's like I was always pretty much near, and I kept on growing like considerably year by year. So I
Yeah, I
think,
was
yeah,
actually looking at some pics of you, and just the you have this one. I'm gonna get into your Instagram, and I kind of want to go over some posts so you can kind of just give recaps on where you were at that time. But
sure.
I noticed this one where you were at what was the weight? It was like the difference of 180 pounds to 220 in the two different pictures. What was the difference in timeline for that?
I think that was like 3 years about.
That is absolutely
Yeah,
crazy. And so your fat percentage was probably around the same. So that's just pure muscle.
yeah, pretty much. Like so, just like doing the show, getting a nice rebound, doing a good off season, even if it's in a short amount of time, and just like wave riding the wave. And every prep I do, I feel like I grow into the show, like to a certain extent. So it's like just yeah, no, it's possible. Like even like Samson Dauda, who competes quite often, he keeps on growing no matter what. So I mean,
Yeah.
I think. some guys may need to take longer time off, but I don't think some guys also take like a year or two off and come back and they're not like marginally better. So it's like I feel like it's kind of like wasted time, especially if you love competing. Like I love like being on stage and everything. So it's like now I'm in the big leagues. I know I need more size. Like, but I'm already excited to hop back on stage. But
Yeah.
I need to take a bit more time this time around.
You have a very good presence on stage. You can tell you're very comfortable up there. That's something
Yeah,
that I noticed. And
and that's like I said, experience. Like if
yeah,
I didn't do all these shows, I wouldn't have like showed that as well for sure.
right. Yeah. And and it's like when you first start competing and you're starting at say at, at a regional level and you're at the bottom and you work your
Yeah,
way up to the regional level and then you get you get top five, then you get your first place win, maybe you miss overall, then the next year you get overall and then you go to nationals, right? And you go to nationals, you might not place top five, and then next year you place top five, and then you just because you're starting at the bottom again, and then you're working your way up, and then that's what I love about this sport is that in every single in every single say weight class or like regional, provincial or national level, and then even pro level, you come back down to the bottom.
pretty much. Yeah.
You're at the very bottom, and it's like, okay, time to get a whole new plan together, because now now you're swimming with the big fish,
Yeah, no. But
right?
that's what's cool is you can always there's always like it's a sport of progression. Like it's always get better, better, and then you get to a certain level, but then you fall back, and then you just try to climb the ranks every time. Yeah,
So and something else that I wanted to mention here that is actually like, so you have one of your clients that competed at the event, Carl LePage.
yeah,
And so you and Carl competed at the same, the pro qualifier, which was awesome. He did bodybuilding, you did classic. And I don't even know, I don't know because I don't know the whole history of bodybuilding and competitions, but to me, I think that this is probably one of the only times where a client and a coach competed at the same pro qualifier and both won their pro cards. How did
yeah.
that make you feel, bro?
That was honestly like just that whole weekend of like I didn't even plan on doing the show. Like Carl did Toronto in June in bodybuilding. He got fourth in the heavies. Like he was really nervous, and honestly, I think he could have well he should have done better, but whatever it is, what it is. Then after the show, he like seemed like he was just like sick of it, whatever. So a few days passed, and he's like, Nick, I'd like to do another show. I'm like, oh really? I'm like, all right, man. That's what we checked. And I was like, Vancouver's in 7 weeks. And so I'm like, oh, he's like, ah, 7 weeks. And it's like, wow, that's a long stretch. Like, because was already having like like, I mean, it's a prep. Like, I mean, to add another 7 weeks on top of it, because he did a show prior 2 weeks before to qualify for himself. So he's been prepping for a while. So I'm like, you know what? If you do the show, I'll do it with you. And so I'm like, yeah, give me 7 weeks to prep. And he was like, okay. So I was just like, all right, let's go. So I just started
Yeah.
prepping myself and prepping him at the same time. We just showed up over there, and
Uh,
then just I got to do my prejudge in the final. He did his prejudge, and it looked really well. So I was like pretty confident he was gonna get it. Then I do my
he definitely had the most density, the biggest guy there for sure.
yeah, and I feel like the nicest shape. Honestly, like his
Yeah.
structure and everything is just amazing. So I do my prejudge, then I do my final right after. Then I win my pro card, and I was like, "Oh yes, finally!" Then I do the pro show afterwards. I get fourth, so I was just like already there, like on the moon. And then when he does his finals afterwards and he gets his card, I was just like, "What's going on?" This day is like, yeah, it was just an incredible
Man,
weekend, honestly.
that is so amazing. And I didn't even know that you guys were that you were coaching him. I had no idea. Michelle told me about it afterwards when right when we were doing the recap for the Van Pro.
Yeah,
And it's just like, yeah, like Nick was actually Carl's coach. And I'm like, get out of here. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, that's just like fairy tale shit.
honestly, yeah. And it was like running about like we got there a few days earlier, so checking him, checking myself, and like I think it was even better for me to have him. there as a client as well, like because my focus wasn't like on myself, and I wasn't like over analyzing myself and being like, oh shit, I should do this. So it's like I'm checking myself, okay, good, and I'm spending more time with him because I'm like, I don't care if I
You
like
were in daddy mode.
yeah, pretty much. I'm like, if I'm like miss myself, it's like whatever, but I don't want to miss him. So I'm like giving like all my attention on him, and it's like distracting me from myself from like overthinking stuff. So it's like, okay, I look at myself, take pictures. I'm like, okay, this is it. Then I look at Carl. I'm like, all right, we're good. And then like even on the show day, it's like, okay, make sure he's good. Wake up. All right, go. So I go with him in the morning early. And then he goes on. Then I get to check myself a bit. Then it's like I go on stage, I get off, I go check him. Okay, you're good. I come back, and it's like back and forth all day. It was quite an experience, that's for sure.
I find that so you're like yeah if you compete yeah he's like 4 days after Toronto Pro he's like or the pro qualifier I feel like doing another show. You're like, okay, well, if you go and do this show, it's not like you guys were like, you know, planning this for years. You guys were just like
No,
7 weeks
no.
out, right? You're like, I'll just go there as your translator because your English is a little bit more broken than mine.
Like good thing he said he wanted to do another show because like in my head after Toronto, he was just gonna like, okay, we're gonna take a year off
Yeah.
and just like I didn't have an like intention to compete anytime soon. So
Yeah, because you get, like when you and if he would have like it'd be such a different psychological mindset of if he was, dueling it out with the winner, right? Like
yeah, yeah.
if he was second place, right? So then he'd be like, okay, then there's a chance, whatever. But you get fourth or whatever, right? But you don't know who's showing up here. I mean, the guys that showed up at Toronto probably aren't showing up here at Vancouver either. So it's like a whole new set of dudes.
Yeah, no, well, exactly. I don't think there's anyone from Toronto that really showed up in Vancouver because like a 7 week stretch, like from a prep, it's long. I mean, like 2 to 4 weeks isn't too bad, but like 7 weeks between shows is like, yeah. So most people don't want to do that. And like in Toronto, like I said, that was only his second bodybuilding show because he was men's physique before. So so he
Oh,
so he the like stage experience, the posing and everything, he didn't like really master it. Like so he was really nervous and like we tried something different for Teak. So like I'm able to admit like I didn't bring him at his best neither. So I was like, ah crap. So like we tried something, it didn't work. He was too nervous. He didn't have enough experience. So when he said he wanted to do another one, I'm like, well, honestly, it can only go better than Toronto. So
yeah.
like so he practices posing. Like that 7 weeks of practicing his posing like more seriously and me getting to know his body also more and more because like I said he just grew like so much in the last not even year. He did a men's physique show in November. And then we were supposed to do men's physique in June for Toronto, but like leading up to it I'm like dude
So what was
you're
the
wait.
feedback from the judges at his men's physique in November? They must have said, you're too big.
Yeah, like pretty much
Yeah.
myself and everyone. But he
Yeah.
was like, when he started out, he was men's physique, and he just like loved men's physique, and he just didn't want to like let go of men's physique. And I'm not going to force an athlete to do what they don't want to do. So I'm
100%.
just
Yeah.
like, okay, man, we can. But if you want to stay in men's physique, I mean, you can't really eat much, and you can't do much. You're
Yeah,
just
like
pretty.
yeah, you're just, you're doing lightweight. You're
Well, honestly, literally, and it's just like he just then we started prepping and then he just kept on growing through the prep, growing and leaning. And I'm just like, okay, man, we could try classic. And then we got to the regional the day of, and he was just like 15 pounds over his weight cap. And I was just like, yeah, you're just going open, man. And
that is so crazy. Yeah, because going from men's physique to bodybuilding's such a huge because bodybuilding's just like it is the front and center
yeah,
of competing, right? Like and there's so much more. You're not just doing a front and a back, you're doing 30 seconds. You got a hell of a lot more poses to do.
yeah,
You got a routine to do. It's just like it's a whole new game. It's for the strong-willed, man. That's for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, no, yeah, no. So, yeah. And honestly, with the short amount of time that he grew and posing practice and everything, like he's a really hard worker and he did really, really well.
Yeah, man. I am so proud of you guys. That is such an amazing story, dude. So I'm so glad that it turned out that way. The universe has just a special way of delivering magical stuff like that to people that deserve
Yeah,
it. So like congrats.
thank you.
What I want to do is I'm gonna bring up your Instagram here. Here we go. We got our man here. So for everybody watching this, um Nick.Phil. That's where you can find him at. So go check him out, give him a follow. He also has a coaching account, nick.phil.coaching right
Yeah,
here.
I'm really bad with that. I don't really post much. I just
No, that's
my
that.
ask these posts and reshare stuff and
Yeah, no, that's you know what? It's Instagram is a beast, man. Like it takes a lot
yeah.
of time. People don't understand. Like, and if you want to make really good reels and stuff, it's like, you know, it takes a lot of time. So let's go to I think this is the one right here. Let's relive this again, bro, right here.
Yeah.
Let's go. Where's the volume here? Here we go. Look at you.
Yeah. I was just waiting for you to say that three at the end.
Oh, buddy. Oh, just reliving it again, bro.
Yeah. That was what a moment.
And there's Marcello just swollen.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude, that is amazing, man. I'm glad that I was a part of that. You know, that's why I always say I just love being a part of that. What did I say here? I just love dragging that shit out. And
Yeah.
I love your when
Yeah.
you just like every time I set a number, because like I know who it is, so I'm watching at the corner of my eye, and that's like I love that, man. That's so good, man.
Yeah.
Um, so here, this is
This is my boy Chris.
Chris. Yeah, Chris,
Yeah.
Crystal Miller, man. He's a big boy, dude. Holy smokes.
Yeah. Chris
You,
and I competed in Toronto in 2023. That's where he turned pro in Classic, and he also just fucking outgrew Classic.
there is something in the water in Quebec, dude. There's a lot of big boys that come out of there, man.
Yeah,
Holy.
yeah.
Okay, so who's this here?
My girlfriend Alice on the left and my mom on the right.
That's Alice.
Yeah,
And Alice, she competes as well.
yeah. She competes in bikini.
Nice. And
So she,
how's she doing with that? She national?
yeah, she's competing in the Toronto Nationals in 7 weeks in October.
Okay, well,
So it's coming up.
hello, mom and wifey.
Yeah, my
Awesome.
number one support team.
Oh, and here's the man himself right here.
Yeah, this is in Toronto.
Oh yeah, man. Looking good. Yeah, looking good. Uh, let's see here. I want a picture with both you guys here. This one right here.
Yeah, that.
Not much difference in size though. I mean, like, you could have threw the trunks on, bro. But look at his legs though, man. Look at
Yeah,
he is
yeah,
absolutely just peeled, man.
yeah. No, he's peeled. He's really like dense and round. Like the picture doesn't give him justice. Like when
No.
you're next to him, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, you're standing a foot ahead of him there.
Probably.
Awesome. Yeah, there's one picture that I want to there is here we go. This is the one right here. This is so 180 pound 200 that's a 60-pound difference and this is 3 years you said.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
amazing, man. That is amazing. It just looks like your son there.
Yeah,
You look
I
so
gained quite a bit.
you
Yeah,
look so young there.
yeah. Well, you
Oh,
on the left, that was 2021 when I did Toronto Nationals, which I wasn't like in enough condition, honestly. Well, I
yeah,
finished last also,
yeah.
but then on the right
Oh,
was like peak off season at 240, but like I not too fat for an off season look, so yeah,
yeah,
gained quite a
that's
bit.
and getting last place, that's humbling, dude. Holy fuck. That is
Yeah,
that is
last place out of three. We were only three, so I still got the qualification because after like the COVID year, like there was not
right.
many athletes. So
Right. And so this is 2024. So
yeah,
this was you 1 year ago.
yeah. This was me 1 year ago. This was pretty much one of my worst showings. I like with my look and everything, like it didn't
Yeah.
go as planned. So I
Yeah.
got fifth in the
You
show.
still look amazing. It's funny that, if some, normie that doesn't compete or lift weights at all or anything would just look at this and be like, "What?" So
Yeah.
props, dude. Props.
Oh, thank
But you know what this tells me though is that the projection that I see moving forward, if you're able to do this June 11th, 2024, and it is now August, so it's just over, let's just call it a year. You put
yeah.
on that much size in 1 year, then you know what, dude? I don't think that you're going to have a problem putting on a lot more size for competing at pros and pulling out some top fives coming in the years to come, bro.
Yeah, honestly, I think I could probably do it in like next year, like compete maybe next
That's what
end
I
of
mean, man. I
2026 or
mean, like
something.
even
And
like you said, dude, like you said, like competing is like you love being on stage, right? So it's like even if you go there, like there's so much like noise around the fact it's like, go hide in the basement and come out when you're ready to win. But it's like, no, being on stage and having that stage presence, especially when you're in a whole new arena and a whole new thing, is just going
yeah,
out there and not even expecting to get even a top five or whatever, but just the experience points.
yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, no, for sure. And I'm gonna next time I'm gonna compete. Like for sure, I want to win, but like I'm not gonna be like waiting like years to be sure I win. Like by the
Yeah.
end of 2026, for sure, I'm gonna next year for sure. At some point, I'm hopping on stage,
But
no
that's
matter what.
cool though. So what do you like? What do you plan on doing right now? Look at the difference here. Like you're
That was quite a while ago.
yeah, the
Like
2022, right? So
yeah,
this was
so
2022 and that was probably
2021. Yeah,
2021. So that was another year. Like
yeah.
the growth you have in a year, man, is just says a lot about where you're going to be going with this. Going back into the old, you're like, I haven't scrolled down this far in a long time.
Yeah, been a while. The beginnings.
Yeah, dude. I love it though. I love looking at the beginnings. That's where it all began,
Yeah,
right? So you don't even have any so here, this is like your first post here.
that was the start. Yeah, pretty much the
Yeah.
beginning of it all.
2019. Yeah, and you got, I mean, like right there is probably like how big I am right now. And I've been training for, 12 years or whatever, right? So,
Yeah,
you've always had a really, really good physique, bro.
thank you, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, like, and it's just like that's the thing is I think that, like you said before, that um your your love for it, your your dieting and just staying fit and always having that washboard abs or whatever, that in the beginning helped just kind of like take you forward into the competitive level, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I always feel like I had a nice structure and for it's kind of like meant for classics. So just adding the size year by year and just getting closer to my goal. And now I think I can do well with the pros, honestly.
I think
So
so too, bro.
feelings.
I think you got a really good shot and just having fun out there with it too, man. Like you got a really good personality. You're very good sportsman about it, and it's a pleasure. So, um, in becoming pro, like in your journey, and you know, it was a surprise to you, right? Like, I mean, like, it's a surprise to everyone that they actually beat, but you figured that you had a chance. But what did you learn most about yourself in that process? Up right before winning your pro card, competing, and then after winning your pro card. What was the self-reflection you had?
Um, honestly, the good question. Uh, what I learned about myself throughout this last prep, I think I'd say to trust myself more. Like I improved myself, like with myself and with my athletes, like I bring people in shape. I'm able to bring myself in shape. So it's just the confidence to like do what I do. So sometimes you always have like that the imposter syndrome kind of thing. Like, oh, am
Yeah,
I really like in the right thing or whatever? But
right,
like after like this past year, 2025, with my athletes and myself, it's just been so like great for like rewarding as the fact of like these last 6 years that I've been like committing myself like totally all into bodybuilding is finally like paying off. Like
right.
my coaching is really going well,
Yeah, and
my
so and
bodybuilding career,
yeah, and
everything.
so after your pro card win, I mean that right there is kind of like getting a doctorate, getting your Bachelor of Arts, like a lot more people want to hire you, right? Is that the case?
Yeah, as much as it doesn't like change anything as a coaching perspective, like it doesn't make myself a better coach or whatever, but that visibility and just like having that like title of pro for sure attracts more people.
Right. And then, you say you got 50 clients. I mean, like that's you do this for a living. You're a
Yeah,
coach for a living, I'm
yeah,
assuming.
yeah. Coach full time. Yeah,
Yeah, and so, having that during the week, I mean, it's still a 9 to 5. And
oh
then
yeah. Well, it's more than yeah. I work all hours of the day. Yeah,
yeah, and so that's
no
what I
no
mean.
days off.
That's what I mean. Like, it's not just like, you're just handing out cookie cutters and you're really getting in there with a client, like like Carl, he was actually supposed to come on here. He was going to be our little special guest here on here so you guys could kind of hash it out as friends and,
Yeah,
coach and mentor, whatever. But he had a coaching call at 8 p.m. your time there, so he wasn't able to make it, and that's the duty that you have as a coach and people relying on you.
yeah. No,
Um,
exactly.
yeah, so everyone sees the trophies, everyone sees the pro card, they see the nice posts and everything like that. But what is like deep down what is the biggest like self-sacrifice that you have that you kind of like question yourself and be like, is this all worth it? Like you said, the imposter syndrome kind of kicks in and it's like, so what is the biggest self-sacrifice that has benefited you throughout this journey?
Um, I guess kind of like at some point the isolation of like it's kind of like a selfish sport. Not kind of, it is. So like having to like focus on myself more, like not go out as much, seeing friends and stuff. When people say, "Ah, come on, like come eat with us," like I'm in prep, I can't. So it's
Yeah.
like just all those little things of like just focusing more on myself and like trying to grow my business, my coaching and everything. So it's like I kind of had to isolate myself and then to be able to get to where I'm at. And now it's also like I'm trying to be able to find the just middle, like to not be too excessive, like
Yeah.
isolating, but like so that's also been like a bumpy road to like trying to find that. But with my girlfriend Alice, she really helped me out with that one of being able to balance stuff a bit more.
Yeah, man, having a companion that just like loves you for who you are and understands your mission and your vision and is just there right beside you, there's nothing more than, because you really can't like it's like people call this a selfish sport, right? But it's what it is, it's just a very unique sport. Like that's what I
Yeah,
like to say. I like to say it's a very unique sport because it's like, you know, it's selfish in the fact that because you have no choice but to do this by yourself and all the work is in behind the scenes, right? And then
yeah,
when you're up on stage and it's like every other sport out there is like that is a major sport is like a team sport. So it's like, they all put on the outfits or whatever, right? You see like them play like 3 or 4 times a week, and they're covered on like sports desk and all this sort of stuff, right? And that when they go pro or whatever, right?
yeah,
this
yeah.
this isn't, like you don't have baseball players teaching other guys how to play baseball.
No, no,
This is
yeah,
such a unique sport because like you are doing it for yourself, but you're absolutely doing it as a team, and that's the people that you're coaching within this and that look up to you, like, Carl couldn't have done it without you. I bet you if you weren't there, he probably he could have got his pro card, but it probably helped him so much that you were there to like fucking like stand beside him and be like, we got this.
yeah, yeah. No, he keeps on saying it as if like. even like a few days ago, he's still very grateful and always thanking me for having pushing him through. Because even when he was in his downs, I was like dragging him, like, ah, "Come on, man, you can get through it," and just like pushing him and pushing him to get to what he wanted finally.
And so, what would you say to people that, because when you first started, you did this on your own and you competed or whatever, right? Now,
Yeah,
do you think it would have been a different if you like, okay, you're 6 months out, you're like, I'm going to do my first show, um, hiring a coach. What you like, and this is kind of like selling your business right now. What is the benefits of people, being able to have a coach? And so up until, and another question on top of that is, up until this show here, did you have a coach yourself?
yeah. So like for my first show, like I just decided to cut for fun, like I said, and then like kind of learned it all. Then I hopped in with like a coach from my gym and did my first show, but like I already like kind of prepped myself, so he just kind of like showed me the way through like the first experience. Then I tried with another show with another coach, and then afterwards I had a third coach, Gabe, who I stuck with for 3 years, and I did like 7 shows with him, and it was going well. We like turned almost turned pro a few times together. Then after the last show, which was I did the Arnold back in February, I just said like, yeah, I just need a break. I got second at that one, and I was just like, you know what, like I've been getting second. So I'm just like, I just want to chill and like do my thing kind of on my own a bit. And then afterwards, I just when I Carl said he wanted to do show, I just said, I think I could prep myself for this. But like all the knowledge I've learned from studying myself, but from my different coaches also, I was able to kind of like apply, mix and match and everything and do it my way kind of
Right.
for
And
this
and
prepping.
so in that sense too, if you're, having all that experience under a coach's wing, you could pretty much say to yourself when you're like, like, what would my coach make me do right now?
Yeah.
Right?
That and also like it, I have enough like experience, like I know my body, I know myself, and it's like I coach people. It's really hard to coach yourself to be like subjective with yourself, like not like take your emotions into account. So it's like it's really like I'm looking at myself, okay, and I'm like, okay, this is this, and I'm not gonna like and to not either do too much or too little. Like some people are like, oh, I'm flat, so they carb up more. So it's like, oh, I'm
Right.
too flat, so they carb up more. So then they're not in shape for the show. And then there's other people like this is more me who's like, oh, I'm not lean enough. I need to push more. Oh shit, I need to push more. So it's like trying to find that like just
Right.
ground. But with my athletes, it's like I know which call to make, and it's like not there's no emotions attached to it. But when it's like yourself and you're looking at it yourself, it's always a bit harder. That's why most athletes that are coaches have coaches.
Right. How do you get so good at coaching that you just know when you're looking at your athletes? Like, I mean, like, do you still have imposter syndrome when you're coaching people and being like, how do I make the right call here? How do I know what to do? Is it just going through the motions in the beginning and figuring it out, or like, do you take a schooling? Do you take, where do you get your information from besides being hands-on?
Honestly, like a lot of it is just like watching podcasts, reading, and mostly experience. Like just from myself with athletes, with coaches that I've been with, just like sometimes it's like, oh shit, like do I know what I'm really doing and stuff like that? And then
Yeah,
it's like
right.
I think it happens to everyone. But then you keep on like nailing it, and you're like, okay, okay, this isn't luck. Like
Right.
is like consistent coming like all my athletes are coming in good. Like sometimes, of course, like any other coach, like you miss the mark a bit or whatever. But like I'm pretty consistent on every aspect
Because
of
it's
like
got to be
bringing
tough. It's
athletes.
got to be tough playing with someone else's mental and physical being. It's got to be
Yeah,
it's got to be a tough thing on the person that's, that you're in there you're looking after the kid, like it's
pretty much, yeah. And depending on the athletes, some athletes need a bit more attention than others. Some like so you have to be a good people person. Like
yeah.
I'm good with people. People appreciate me, like me. So it's like that's why also I'm a good coach, but I'm also like a good person. Like people always have something good to say about me. Like tend to attract people because people of my personality and everything. So it's
Yeah.
just when someone when I like people, when I like someone, it's a nice fit, and so the coaching is always like goes it just fits well.
Cool. So what are the things that, I mean, let's take bodybuilding off the table, let's take coaching off the table, let's take all that sort of stuff. What is some of the stuff you like to do personally that you enjoy doing outside of all this? Is
But
there outside?
uh, honestly, I like playing video games. Like that's pretty much something that separates to go out and
Yeah.
eat with friends and stuff like that. I used to play sports and stuff, but I can't really play sports much anymore. So,
Yeah,
well, I don't.
you twisted ankle playing ball or hockey or something like that, then you're screwed.
Yeah, I go skiing and just yeah, get into an accident or something. It's like,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, just so my life pretty much honestly revolves around bodybuilding. Like I've lots of athletes that compete, so I like to like I just love going at bodybuilding shows. So I have pretty much athletes at every show. So for me to go like I've already been to Toronto twice this year. I'm going two more times. Just I've been to Vancouver. Just like every show. So that's like my kind of fun thing to do out of bodybuilding for myself is like doing bodybuilding with others. The
Cool,
same
man.
the share the
That's
passion
cool,
with.
and that's what you love. That's your passion, I love that. Now, if there was no such thing as bodybuilding, say take yourself back to 2017 or whatever, right? And what would you be doing if you weren't doing this? What was something that
Uh,
you were looking forward to doing coming out of school and whatnot?
Well, yeah, I was studying marketing, so I would probably be in some kind of branch of business marketing, something like that.
Ugh,
Just
puke in my
yeah,
mouth a bit.
yeah, not quite the same, that's for sure.
No,
But
and you are in marketing now, though. You know what I mean? You are in
yeah, yeah,
marketing.
yeah.
So
No, for
that's
sure.
cool.
To
So
the
what I want
extent,
to
yeah.
do here, I'm just going to share the screen again. We're going to pop up just going to pop up your thing here. Okay, so um all the way to the top. Okay, so Nick Phil, so Beasts by Creation Apparel. Um
Yeah,
so
that's a
what is
brand I
this
just
what does the brand stand for you? Like what made you choose to be
associated with them.
yeah.
Yeah, well, he had a booth in Toronto, and I just really liked the designs he did with his shirts. So he hand draws the designs, and then he puts them on his shirts.
Oh, that's so
And
cool, man.
yeah, so he was just a real cool dude. And so we were chatting, and I tried one of his shirts, and I bought one, and then I just was talking to him like, "Hey, man, are you looking like this sponsor people?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." So like as we're talking, he shipped me some more stuff, so I'm just gonna like it's been done like a few days ago only. So uh,
That's super cool, man.
I'm
Hey, you can go out and
super
go out and do some, just do some model shooting and stuff like that with the shirts on and whatnot, and just, pump them
yeah,
out.
and the
Yeah,
and the designs are really cool. Yeah,
yeah, whoever's watching this, give this guy a follow. Beasts, Be Beasts by Creation Apparel. Cool, man. That's awesome.
yeah,
Love that. That's so cool. And
yeah.
then, but make sure you put Nick Phil 10.
And
So you've got a YouTube channel here. Now, what do
also,
you,
yeah.
yeah, so this is going to be all French, I take it. Yep.
Yeah, I do most. Yeah, well, yeah, I do. It's a French channel. I started a YouTube channel over a year ago, more
That
than that,
takes a
like
lot of
a
work
year and a
too.
half.
So you got 732 subscribers and 97 videos, man. Congrats. That's so
Yeah,
good, man.
thank you. Yeah, well, since I started, I've really been consistent, posting 1 to 2 videos a week. So it's I just vlog my life, and people just like my personality. Like
Oh, that's so
I
cool.
just
So,
I show everything pretty much. Like
do you speak
of
in
my
English or is it all French?
yeah, it's all French. Yeah,
It's all French.
yeah.
Okay, so if you're from Quebec or France, then give them a follow here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I just film like my days or whatever. Like there's one of the last shows, the Vancouver, like my whole weekend, and uh, no, so it's
Oh, good for you, man. That's so cool.
this is my marketing pretty much, and
That's
it's just
so cool, man.
I just enjoy like filming, and I feel like when I'm like done bodybuilding and afterwards, this is like kind of my history to come back and
Right. And so
watch.
you do your own editing and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah. I film myself. I edit myself. I don't pay anyone, so it's just it's literally
What editing app do you use to do all the YouTube videos?
I use a CapCut. Just
CapCut?
super,
Nice.
yeah, super simple, super
Yeah.
easy to use, and just I
Cool,
know
man. And so
this is
we're just gonna wrap up here, but I just want to know your thoughts. Big shout out to Michelle for putting on the Vancouver.
yeah.
Um,
Thank you very much. Honestly, I really, really love the show. Her the new venue and everything,
yeah,
the setup, the like, she really nailed it. It was really cool.
yeah, like it was absolutely amazing. I'm glad that she had to cut some classes, to be able to do that. And it was kind of like when we came out of COVID, it was the same thing.
Yeah,
There was only a couple classes that we could do, and you know, I had to work her way up from there. Started getting all the classes there, but then it was like, okay, now we need a venue change because, the athletes were super happy about it. So it's good to hear good feedback from that, right? Like I'm a
yeah,
huge part of Michelle's business when it comes to that. We work together a lot. I'm kind of like her right hand man. Like as an MC, as an MC, like that's my title, but I do so much more because I'm a volunteer at heart, right? So I try to help
yeah,
out as much as I can. She knows she can rely on me to keep the timelines in or whatever. And, doing the press conference, that was the first time we ever did a press conference. So that
yeah.
was super cool. So
That was cool. Yeah,
we're going to be bringing that back next year. So if you're going to be in the van, if you got any competitors down there at the pro qualifier, you're going to be at the van show. If you come down or whatever, I'll put a little name tag. I'm going to be running that whole thing now. So we'll get you up on there and ask you some questions and stuff. So that'll be super cool.
yeah, cool. Yeah, yeah. No, and this venue, like, because I did the Vancouver in 2023 also when it was in the Abbotsford,
Right.
so I find it like I even like that was one of my favorite shows. Also, it was just a bit far from Vancouver, so having it like near the airport is really super convenient, and
Yeah.
the venue was really, really nice.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. It was such a step up from where it is, and that's progression, right? That's how
Yeah,
you progress in everything. Is just like you start somewhere, right? And you know, it created a lot of good memories for people, especially you and Carl that weekend, man. So that's super great, man. Uh,
yeah,
yeah, man. Appreciate you coming on here. The very first deep dive from the pool side with MC Poolboy here. Appreciate it, Nicholas. And yeah, and hopefully we can jump on another one. In the future or whatever, and keep you updated and on what's going on. So appreciate your time, man.
for sure. Thank you very much for having me on.
No problem, man. I'm just gonna